Hello, everyone, and welcome back to ReeRoles. I am your wonderful game master, and I am proud to bring back our superhero RPG. So we're going to go ahead and start by introducing these wonderful people and letting them tell you what they're up to and where you can find them on these internets. And this time we will start with Di.
Oh no, don't make me go first. Hi, I'm Di. You can find me here right now doing stuff. I guess on Tumblr, although I haven't checked it in a couple days because yay, social media implosion. But I do exist as Dichromaniac on everywhere else, and yeah, I'll let Ari tell you about exciting other stuff. Yay.
All right, next up, Small Shadow Snake.
Hey, even better, right after. It's almost like we planned this. Hi, I'm Ari. I'm playing Rowan tonight. You can find me mostly over on the Twitter X thing before it implodes at Small Shadow Snack. I am also over on Blue Sky as Aurelia Crane. Um, but I will save our exciting announcement for the end because we're doing this quick.
All right, next up, Kira.
Hi, I'm Kira858. And I play, of course, Cameron, Cammy, the sweet bean who is trying to understand what kind of chaos they just got themselves into. Uh, Projects and social media handles and upcoming announcements I'll save to the end of the stream. But that's me.
All right, last but certainly not least, Sir Monolith.
Me. I'm at Sir Monolith on Twitter and Blue Sky, and pretty much only just hanging out with Ree and here right now doing this kind of stuff. So keep an eye out for more shenanigans as Ree decides to, I guess, play more stuff. Getting ready to see what Mindy gets up to tonight.
All right, and with that, our cast has been introduced, and we are just going to dive right back into our adventure. However, today we are regrouping with our young teens 4 days after the end of our last episode. Over these 4 days, you all have been quite busy. You have found that the entire area, an entire block around the Metro Park Zoo has been cordoned off. Exactly what repairs are going on have been a bit difficult to find, but for those of you who have been keeping an eye on the news, you have learned a few things, including the fact that a number of people are sick, but thanks to the current owner of Metacorp, a man named Andarius Miles, the medical expenses for these people have been fully taken care of, as well as a nice, comfortable private wing of University Hospital. You all have been relieved, for some of you at least, that there has been no classes for you all to deal with for the last 4 days, a miniature vacation that is beginning to transition into the weekend. We reopen on our group of adventurers as they finally find time to meet up at the park. The 4 of you have managed to arrange this meeting as well as a couple of hours to enjoy the warmth of Friday and a momentary reprieve from the chaos, the journalists, the reports, the signs of people telling their stories on social medias and all that. But without further ado, I leave the story to the 4 of you. What would you like to do?
First of all, could you provide the spelling of the Media Corp individual? Because there was no way I was going to get that in its first telling. That spelling was going to be all jacked up. Good
Oh
God.
yeah, nope, not even close. Not even close.
Exactly. Thank you. Yeah, I jacked that name all up. Okay.
Thank you.
I've heard
And
it both ways.
CEO or just the media guy?
He is the owner of the corporation.
The owner. Okay. Okay. All right.
Okay. So now that I got that in, because I was trying to put in some notes. You said the zoo has been closed off. No one has been able to go back there. Now currently at the park. So Cammy will look up to the others and say, "Wait, is this our first time meeting up since the 4 days?"
Yes.
Oh, okay. So then Cammy will look at Rowan and Minnie because Cammy has been with Hannah the past 4 days, staying over her house, her parents' house. So they'll just wave happily when they see the other two. It's like, hi, how is everyone doing? Are you all feeling okay?
Yeah, I mean, I feel fine.
Yeah, after getting some sleep, I'm feeling really good.
No green veins?
Mm, mm, mm. I mean, if I did, I'd probably just wear some, like, concealer.
Pulls out her compact to go check out her face just to double check. Nope, no veins yet.
Roll up a sleeve and kind of check and kind of pull up a sleeve on Cam. I think we're okay.
I wonder why some were sick and some are not sick.
Good question.
So I know that this. Okay, I'm just going to say it. They won't let me see my friend in the hospital.
Oh no.
So it's been really hard. And so I mean I've been I've been thinking about maybe sneaking in
Oh.
and
What do you
see.
mean they won't let you see your friend? Like, did you go ask them and they said no?
Not really. They they keep making me try to talk to other people, and I've just been going around in a circle. I kind of feel like I was on National Geographic, where you're just like stuck in like a farm, and you just keep going around in a circle just to keep someone occupied.
Oh, okay.
So I feel like something is going on, but I don't know what. And I want to make sure that my friend is okay.
Makes sense. That makes sense.
And you should be allowed to visit people in the hospital. They say you're okay to see them, and
Right?
I don't know. They just they wouldn't let us. And it's weird.
Could they have been caught up in the everything?
Oh yes, my friend is sick. So, um, well, that's what the news says, and the hospital told me that Fiona is there. So she had to be caught. She must have got caught in the gas. So, um, Minty, I was wondering. So you know how you were able to teleport us to your room?
Hmm.
Do you think you can teleport us to her hospital room?
I don't know. I don't know. Because like when I did it, I was just imagining my house and my room, and then we were here. Um, I don't know. I mean, I could try, but it might not work if I've never been there before. Like, I think. Do you have a picture of the room or?
No, I because I don't know what room she's in. Otherwise, I would just go
to that room. Um, they're. I think the what did they? Was it Hannah that you? Was that you who said somebody told me it was lying by omission? I think that's the word.
Yeah, when people just don't tell you everything, they only tell you part of it, and to kind of confuse you, or because they don't think that you should know the whole truth. They just tell you the bits they want you to know.
Which I'm okay with normally. I'm okay with usually, but not when it comes to Fiona. I want to make sure she's okay.
Well, yeah, make sure. Like that, we take care of our friends,
So, would you all like to go on an adventure?
I don't see any reason why not. It's kind of boring here at home.
I mean, it couldn't hurt.
And what's the worst that could happen, right?
Oh, I hadn't thought of that. Oh, it's going to be fine. We're
Yeah.
kids. At worst, they're going to call our parents.
That I don't have to worry about.
Joke's on them. I don't have any parents.
I don't know if that's funny, but okay.
I was a. In
That was
character.
out
I
of
was
character.
11. That was out of character. That was out of
No, I think Hannah's just oversensitive.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. So thank you. I wasn't sure. I was like, it would probably work best if we worked together. Also, I've been reading comics, and normally they have like a superhero team name. So, what do y'all think of the Four Horsemen?
Sounds cool. Do we need horses?
I mean, I'm pretty sure we can get horses.
That would be pretty sweet.
I-
Do they have to be horses though? Because I don't know where we put the horses.
What if it's like a vehicle and the horses are secretly like horsepower in a vehicle?
Ooh.
I mean, I have a car.
Makes sense. I think. Yay! I'm glad you all like it.
Horses only sleep for 2.5 hours a day.
Oh no. That's not good.
And they still how do they survive with that?
I mean, they're pretty big. They probably got a lot of, like maybe they just like use energy in different parts of their bodies. I mean, because they're so big, right?
Oh, I don't know, but I like the name. I guess we were talking about horses, so.
Just want to sleep a little more. I gotcha.
But the car being a horse is cool.
So before we go, have you all been practicing?
Practicing what?
The secret stuff that we can do.
Oh. I mean, like, I guess I've been messing around with it a little bit, Where are we at exactly right now? I forgot.
In the park.
You're in the public park.
In the park. Okay. So probably not going to have like a bunch of clones of me running around. I mean, I could, but just trying to keep that under wraps. Can't have multiple, because some people might not know she doesn't have sisters, but somebody who knows her would, and they'd be like, what?
Has there been any changes, like more changes than before?
I mean, I haven't noticed anything. What about you, Ron? Or Hannah? What do you guys?
I don't know. I haven't really. I don't haven't figured out what it can do yet. Doesn't. Nothing's really happened other than the crunching of things and the fire, and I don't. It just hasn't been safe to feel like I could practice.
Also sorry again about breaking your fork. I didn't know that I could do that. I was just holding it and then it just snapped. So I didn't mean to. I still try to get the hang of things.
No one got hurt, and it's just a fork. It's okay.
I mean, I was actually there was one little thing that like I started playing around with a little bit, but like because I mean obviously it was kind of weird that I could make new
Cammy leans it
Miis.
real close.
It was making new Miis was pretty cool, but like this is kind of neat too. Although I don't know like how much I can really do, but like check this out. She like pulls out like a pen. She just like puts it in her hand. She's like watch this, and the pen starts to float and just like floats across over to Cameron.
Oh no. You did that with your mind?
I guess it's kind of like it's weird. I feel it's like weird energy like going through me, and like I mean I can't do I can't float like big objects or anything, but like I mean I noticed that I could like pick up small things and move them around and do some other kind of like weird stuff.
Am I small enough?
No, you're not. I think you're too big.
Oh.
But hey, you know what? That shirt of yours looks a little dirty. Maybe I can. And the dirt on his shirt gets cleaned off.
Oh. Well, thank you. Oh wow. You're like a personal washing machine, and you take like 1 second. Like a washing machine takes like 45 minutes.
I know, right? And I don't. And it's free. I think.
You don't have to put in quarters.
I know. Saves so much money. I mean, I don't pay for laundry at home anyway, but like I was just thinking, maybe when I'm an adult, I won't have to.
Wow.
That's how you get rich.
That's how you get rich? I thought you said getting rich, you marry a football player or a singer or a actor, right?
I mean, those are other ways to get rich.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you can still marry a football player if you want.
Okay.
As you can see, Cammy is clearly taking notes. The influence is real.
What about you, Rowan? Did you practice?
I really didn't have the time, but like I haven't noticed anything new, anything different.
Well, you didn't really want to be on fire, if I remember last.
No, I don't. I don't want to be on fire. I mean, I like Katniss Everdeen just as much as the next girl, but I do not want to be known as the girl on fire. Like it's not going to happen.
But she was really popular in the books.
Yeah, but
She had 2 boyfriends. Or 3 boyfriends.
I don't want 3 boyfriends. That's boring. That's a book trope.
A lot of work too, Cammy. Like all those boys, just having to juggle them. It's just. I mean, it sounds fun, but like, it gets exhausting.
Wide open there, just like what? Book tropes false? Okay, a big question marks.
But like, it's going all right. I haven't set anything on fire, so we got bonus points.
Okay. But you haven't practiced, so you're not sure if you can do anything new yet.
Now I guess we're gonna find out. Circumstances requiring. And if I go on fire again, just hose me down.
Hannah, do you have some water again?
No, I didn't pack anything. No, I think Hannah is just such I've got a thing where I'm like bad at problem solving and stuff like that. And so I feel like I am constantly like unprepared and underprepared, and I don't have things that I don't think ahead about anything.
It's okay. We just it we it's a hospital. I'm pretty sure we can find like a water fountain to throw on, and if worst comes to work, I'll just take out the box and then just push the water out. Is that how it works? Is there like a pipe in the water fountain and you could just? How does a water fountain work?
Or I set up the sprinkler system. There's
Yes.
always that.
Yes, I can pull the fire alarm and then the sprinkler system.
Wait, we're gonna set the hospital on fire?
No,
No.
no, that's like worst case scenario.
We
But we
definitely
should
know
go.
what to do.
I mean, I sure
We
hope
definitely-
not.
We know what to do. I was just thinking of prep of what's the word? Is it
Just
preparations?
brainstorming.
Yes,
Oh.
preparations.
Preparation. Because like Hannah, you say you blew up the tree, so we have to think about if that happens in the hospital, how how we how we would fix it. And so we pull the fire alarm, and boom, no more fire in the hospital. Right?
I suppose they probably have a very good fire extinguishing system. You
I
could
hope so. It's a hospital.
maybe.
Yeah, just call some adults. They'll take care of it. It's fine.
If you guys are sure that that's what we should do, then we should do
What do you
it.
think, Rowan? You think this sounds good? You gonna save the day for Cammy?
Ari.
Nope, that sounds good for me.
Okay. So I guess we make our way over to the hospital.
Okay. Are you all walking? I would say some of you are of age that you could have your own vehicles. So if you would like, you would be able to drive. Or if you wish to take a bus, that would be up to you.
Rowan's got her car. She's like, take my vehicle.
Okay. The process to get, and you all are going to the hospital, correct? All right. Then the process to get to University Hospital is not difficult. It is a very large fixture in the area. I would say from your current position, it's going to take you about close to 30 minutes to get there. Traveling around, I will say you all do have a bit of a hard time finding parking. But you all are able to find a place, and I will say it's a good say 10-minute walk from the main entrance to the hospital. Are there any preparations you all wish to make before you arrive?
You think we need to bring anything special, Rowan?
Like what?
I don't know. What do you normally bring to like sneak into a hospital?
Oh, I don't know. I've never snuck into a hospital before.
Do you think we should like? So like, Did you see where you have to like walk in, Cammy? Is it like something that you can just like walk in, or does like somebody have to unlock? Is it like a locked door, or
Oh, you can walk in.
you just like walk right past the people that like you asked to see them?
Well, there's the front entrance where everyone can walk into the front entrance.
Hmm.
Um,
And then from there, like I said, I know how hospitals are because I OOC work at hospitals. But I'm not sure exactly how Ree's University hospital
Yes.
is described. So,
So
yeah.
you all are able to go and able to enter into the main hospital freely. You can see everyone is, the hospital is still, for all intents and purposes, operational. There is a private wing that does have its own security. Private security is stocked purely by people, and I would say you all would have noticed that there are a few of them who are carrying weapons. Nothing large, but they are armed. The only way that you all, I would say, that camera would have seen to enter would be to go past a checkpoint that is a bit like walking through a fantasy or sci-fi style spaceship. You have to go into a room that would decompress you, and then you go through another one. Then you go through that door and into the wing. And I would say Cameron has never seen what's on the other side of that little hallway.
Okay.
So I have a plan.
Mm-hmm.
Is how Mindy, can you give me something that you can imagine to teleport to? Like a
You mean-
pencil? Like something that you have, like I don't know, like a notebook or your lip gloss? Or do you have eyeliner? I wanted to try eyeliner, but I don't know how to put it on my face.
Oh well, we can teach you how to do that, Cammy. That's not a problem.
So
But-
I was thinking if you give me something that you can imagine that you own, I can say I am sick and I was exposed to the gas, and that they will let me go through, and then once when I go through, I can find where she is, and then you all can teleport to where I'm at, and then we all can get out.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe. Do you have a phone or something though? Because I mean, like, I really think that I need to be able to like visualize the location. So, like, if you were able to take like a picture and send me a picture, or like,
I don't have one.
You can borrow my phone.
Oh, thank you. Okay. Is it like my friend Sarah's phone where you have to like do like a thing to unlock?
Yeah, it's I'll show Cam the passcode thing to swipe across. Like, okay, so like here's the passcode. It's kind of like a backwards Z. Shh, don't tell anybody. And then you are gonna go over here at the bottom where there's like a little camera picture. Click that, and then the big button in the middle, once you're kind of looking through and you see everything else on the other side, just like a camera, press the big button to take a picture.
Okay, I can do that.
Oh, wait, now we have to get it back to Mindy though. And I'll show Cam how to send a text message. Like, okay, here, it's like it's all loaded up. All you have to do is hit here, hit this, send the picture.
Oh, this is so cool.
All right.
Y'all are so lucky to have these things. Thank you again.
We're gonna get you guys out of there.
Okay. Is everyone okay with the plan? Does everyone remember the plan?
I think so. Cammy's gonna send us a picture, and let's see if we can poof to your friend. Although it's hard, it's really tiring to poof. So if we need to poof more than once, it may be hard. I might be able to do it, but I don't know.
Okay. Oh,
we should have reset because it's been 4 days. So I know we should have reset it.
Yes.
Sure,
You would
sure.
have recovered all of your stats, yes. You should be fully healthy.
Thanks for that reminder. I did not do that. Okay.
It's like, okay, wish me luck. Uh, I will see you all soon.
Be careful.
I will.
And they give one last smile before taking their torn off backpack and hurriedly running up to the location.
All right. So you all, well, Cameron, for as Cameron leaves, Hannah, Rowan, and Mindy, are you all doing anything? Or are you waiting outside of the hospital?
Well, I guess we wouldn't want to probably call too much attention to ourselves, since we're trying to be like, and assuming this is assuming Cammy can even get in. But we'll just kind of see where the night takes us.
All right. And you all are going to be waiting. Cammy, as you enter through the sliding doors, you find the hospital is basically the same as you recall. There are a few people. Some of them are dressed in suits. You hear some people are having a rather loud phone call conversation. There's a woman sitting behind the front desk. Is Cameron going to ask for directions, or are they just going to head to where they want to go?
Oh, they're just going to head straight to the location that they remember the isolation / decompression location at, because they remember that's where the private wing is, where people will be exposed to. They were just like, let me just jump straight to the head of the line.
Okay. All right. The walk isn't that long. You already know where you're going. You do have to go down a couple sets of stairs and then up an escalator. And as you get there, the closer you get to this private wing, the fewer and fewer people you see. You even stop seeing nurses after a while. But as you approach, you find there is a single security guard standing there in a dark gray polo with black slacks. You can see that they do have some kind of weapon on their hip. You aren't sure if it's a gun or if it's something else. But then you see that he's a kind of larger man, darker skin, shaved head. And as you approach, he kind of holds out a hand and he goes, hello there. Are you here to meet with someone?
Kind of. I would like to go inside because I was told this is where people are supposed to go when you're sick and you were exposed to the gas. I was exposed to the gas, so I would like to go inside, please.
All right. And you see he presses a button on the walkie-talkie he has kind of it's stuck to his shoulder, and you see the single metal door, this kind of black and blue metal door, swing open, and you can see the inside of this hallway is made out of a dark, almost gray steel. And as he gestures you forward, he goes, "Oh, I have someone. They will meet you on the other side. Just go through here, and it should sanitize you before you enter, and follow the directions of the nurses, and you should be all right."
Thank you.
And they hurry up and follow the instructions, try to absorb all the sights around them. They try to memorize every single twist and turn they have to go, and occasionally they're sending pings to Mindy to let them know exactly where they are in the hospital.
As you step through into this, past the first doorway and into this hallway, you see the door, you hear the door behind you click, that electronic lock sound. Then there is a brief hum. And as that hum goes on, you can almost feel not quite a pain, but a pressure in your ear. And just as the door opens, as you go to pull out the phone again, you realize there is no service.
Son of a biscuit.
Dun, dun, dun.
I knew it. Wow, 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 wow.
Uh-oh.
Why is it? Well, I don't think they understand service. They never used it. They only saw a cell phone before once. Like, so I don't think they understand like the 4 bar thing or anything like that. So they're
What
just,
I
just
would
like,
say, what Cameron would see is that the messages stop going through. You keep getting a message, an error message.
um,
Oh, why is it not working?
I think they're going to try to call Mindy on the phone when they happen. Does it go through? I'm presuming.
No, you don't even hear. You press the call button, you don't hear anything.
Uh-oh. This might be this might be a problem. Well, I mean, we have committed to this, so we shall keep going.
And then they kind of make their way over. Um, is there a? Are there any windows?
No, not in this section of the building.
What is the surrounding environment? Just so
As you get through that second door, you find, if you've ever been in or seen a what it looks like when a hospital is setting down for a contagious disease, you are in that kind of tarpy tunnel like area. Around you, you can see what was behind these precautions. You can see like the wooden doors and the glasses and all the stuff that you would expect in a hospital, but it is all behind this kind of white, almost vacuum like sealed area that you're in.
Okay. So yeah, so it looks like there's no windows, no portable phones of any kind, for my assumption. Well, in that case, yeah, Cammy's just going to keep looking for their friend. So they're just going to make their way down the hall. Boop, 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 boop.
Okay. You make it about halfway down the hall before a woman comes up towards you. She is dressed in what looks to be corporate, kind of high fashion. She's wearing a long, almost ankle-length skirt. She has a dark white top on with a logo of, I would see, if Cameron has been watching the news, you would recognize it as an odd-looking circle with 2 other circles inside of it. And I would say you would recognize it as the symbol for Medicorp. And she looks at you and she goes, "Hello there. I was told that we had another person coming through. You look much better than most other people. Would you give me your name?"
Why, yes, my name is Kid Fury.
All right. Do you have a phone number that we can use to reach out to your parents? Just let them know how you're doing.
Yes. And I wonder what they give.
They would give.
Oh. Wait.
So they would give the phone number to the orphanage.
And she writes it down on a clipboard. Okay, well, come with me. We will go ahead and get you a room, and we'll give you a good examination to make sure everything's going all right. And she does offer you her hand.
Can I my friend Fiona is here. Could I have a room with my friend Fiona?
Well, we have to keep everyone away from each other. There are some people who are more sick and less sick than others, and it's easier and safer if we keep everyone kind of quarantined in their own little area. But if she's feeling all right, I'm sure we can arrange for you all to spend a little time together.
Do you know where she is? I think they were exposed to it, and I came out just to fight. So I think if I'm around her, we should be okay.
I will look into it and see what if I can find out where she is. But for now, we have to get you set up and ready to go. So come with me.
Okay.
And I'll take her hand.
Okay. And as she leads you forward, it takes a few minutes before you come across a section of rooms. And you can see that these rooms have doors that are, at first, they look like they're made out of plastic. But as you can see, the people who come out of them, it's almost like the plastic is more durable than what you'd expect from actual plastic. It's almost like you can see when a person goes to move it, they have to put a considerable amount of effort to kind of open the door. And then once they let it go, it almost slams shut. And you can see that each of these people are dressed like doctors. So they have the long white cloaks on with the same symbol for Medicorp on one side. Though as you notice, none of them actually this is going to be an intelligence roll. And the difficulty will be 4.
I should not have been the spy. Okay. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. You said difficulty 4?
Difficulty
Well,
4.
I have to spend effort on this. Because that's 12? Yeah. Okay. Let me. Ooh.
You can do it, Kemi.
Sure. Okay. So I'm using 1 level effort to make it difficulty 3. So that's going to be a 9 on higher.
You can do it.
19. Okay, there we go. We start off strong. That's why, for everyone watching at home, this is why you roll dice before you start playing, so you know which one starts off high.
Okay. A 19. It isn't until Cammy sees the 4th room that something clicks. Cammy has had the opportunity to see what a quarantined area looks like in the occasional movie at the orphanage, and you realize the people here are not actually being quarantined. As you see the woman that has come to escort you is dressed in expensive looking clothing, but nothing that would make sense for someone entering and leaving a quarantined area. You see that the doctors are dressed normally as well. You can see even the ones that are in the middle of doing what looks to be like examinations, they are not wearing any kind of protective gear. If anything, they almost look as if they were doing their mundane business activities or mundane medical activities. And as you're going through, you begin to notice a few other things. There are areas of this place that are not covered in this kind of protective tape. You even see what you think to be a break room that seems to just be normal. The people who go inside, both security and doctors, it's almost as if, I will say with the 19, actually I'll say with the 19, you realize that it's almost as if this place is designed to look like it's being quarantined, not that it actually is quarantined.
Tammy starts humming in his head. And then as the James Bond theme goes through their noggin, he then starts to think, okay, what would James Bond or Jason Bourne? No, he wouldn't know Jason Bourne. That's a rated R. He's too young to watch rated R movie. But but what would James Bond do in this circumstance? Little nice just out. And so when he starts to realize that everything is not what they see, his initial reaction is to blurt out the obvious, but then he's like, no, James Bond would keep this a secret. So he's going to absorb all of the sights, and then look up at her and say, so am I going to a room like the one with the big plastics, or is it a different one?
Oh, yes. Their rooms are designed to give both privacy while also making sure that anyone who is sick doesn't have the opportunity to make anyone else sick. They look a little bit uncomfortable, but I promise you they could be very comfortable. I'll even see if we can find some dolls or stuffed animals to make it a little bit more fun for you.
Okay. I was just I was just wondering because there's so many rooms here, but some of the rooms look different. Why are some of the rooms different from others?
Oh, some rooms have different purposes. The rooms that are designed to keep people in are a little different than the rooms that are designed for research and things like that. But it's all it's all everyone's it's all designed for maximum efficiency.
Research. What are you researching?
Just mainly what's happening to the people who are sick. It's a bit difficult to explain, but some people are dealing with it better than others.
So this is new to you? Like you haven't seen this before in your company?
Oh, my work is really more in managerial. That's my job to oversee things. I'm not really much for the medical tech, medical technical, at the medical work.
Hmm. Okay. Well, w- if if there's not much said on the news about what happened. Could you tell me what the gas is about? What the gas is supposed to do? Like, why are people getting sick? I saw people with green veins.
There's going to be a role, and this is going to be a social interaction based role. So if you have any skills relating to pleasant social interactions or questioning people, that will apply. And I will say the difficulty here is going to be quite high. It's going to be a 5, and it will be under intelligence.
So again, for all of the viewers out there, you all know me as someone who normally likes to do roles and stats for things I am good in. So therefore, I have a great chance of success. This is the first time I've been placed in an event of circumstances that I am horrible with, and no me gusta this feeling. So, so I, I think, yeah. I mean, what was the difficulty? You said
5.
you said 5. Well, I mean, we're gonna have to let the baby run again. Another effort spent. Oh, my intellect is going low. But it's okay. So that difficulty knocks it down to 4. Now the question that I was having to our glorious storyteller over here, since I rolled a 19, which provides a minor effect last time, can I use that minor effect to reduce it down one difficulty to a 3?
I'm going to say no, as the minor effect helped you realize what was going on a bit faster than you would have ordinarily. And that has helped you gain a little bit more information.
Okay, well, I haven't given it a shot. So right now I'm at a 4, so that's 4 times 3, so that's 12. Okay. All right, come on. Can you do it me again? Can you do it me again? Wait, inside the dice. I mean, inside the box. 16. Okay. Okay. So, yes, that passed. That passed. Jesus Christ.
You see, as you all arrive in front of this empty room, she looks at you for a moment, and you can almost see the conflicting emotions on her play out on her face before she looks down at you, and she goes, I can tell you it's nothing to be worried about. Some people are apparently the gas makes it enters a person's blood, and that can cause the green veins effect. From what I understand, it's nothing to be too worried about. No one has suffered any particularly. Nothing really bad has happened, so there's nothing for you to worry about. But for now, though, this will be your room, and you can go inside and sit in the chair, and I will have someone come by and maybe they can check you over, and then I will see about your friend. What did you say her name was?
Fiona. She looks
Fiona.
like this.
And then she'll describe, describe her appearance: red hair, green eyes, finish a descent, etc., etc., etc.
I will see what I can do.
Thank you. See you soon.
And does she
And
leave the room?
yes.
Okay. What does my room look like?
So if you've ever been in, well, basically, if you've ever been just in a standard doctor's office, it's still very reminiscent of that. They have not added the kind of medical quarantine overlay here. There is the standard horizontal table. There is a chair in one corner. There is a brown, kind of that marbled brown countertop going from about halfway around the room that has two sinks, a few books that I would say Cameron is probably not very interested in, and there is a window in one corner.
Window it is. I go to the window. Where does it look like I am at?
You are overseeing the rest of the kind of university complex. Based on the height where you are probably about a story or two off the ground. And you can see a few more hospital buildings in the distance. You can then see that there is a parking lot directly below you where you can see people are parking. There is a single guard in this parking area, this parking lot. And then you can see there are a few people who are walking about their business, going about their day.
Now, when I put the cell phone towards the window, do I get service?
No.
It's like, is the window open? Is it able to be open?
As you go and you attempt to open it, it does not open.
Okay. Well, the good news is there is a window. So that means if I need to bust through it, I can. But I still need to find Fiona. I think now is the time, well, where... Oh, they don't know how to get contact with anyone. They're just like,
I need the other 3 horsemen. Let me see.
I wonder how thick the walls are, Cammy. Says a voice in your head.
oh, they can easily bust through some of like the walls or the windows, but then that's pretty much just alerts them to the ordeals. They're just like, otherwise, 'cause originally they were thinking superhero, but that's why they transitioned to James Bond, because it's just like James Bond would use their smarts to get through. So he's like,
Wow, what would James Bond?
what was it? WWJB? WWJD? What would James Bond do?
JDD.
Yeah. and so they eventually, giving a couple of seconds for them to leave, they would essentially look out both sides because they're assuming they'll peep out the door, and then once they feel like they have a good avenue to sneak out without being noticed, they're going to try to dart out and see if they can locate where their friend is.
All right. As Cameron comes to that decision, we are going to focus on a different group. Hannah, Rowan, and Mindy. As you all are waiting to receive a message from Cameron, you see that you receive a message telling you that they have made it to the door with the security guard. And then after that, you don't receive any other communications.
Has Cam been gone a little bit? Like, I don't know how long it was going to take, I guess, but I was expecting to be a little faster.
Well, I mean, he's a kid. He's got little shorter legs, so maybe it just takes him a little longer to walk.
Yeah, that's true. That makes sense. Nothing to worry about then. I guess just. Doop, boop, 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 boop.
I'd say we give it 10 minutes, and if we don't hear anything, then we'll panic.
Okay. So I can wait for 10 more minutes before I can panic because
Yes.
I'm kind of panicking now.
I mean, if you want to panic now.
I
Just
don't.
reaching over and turning the AC towards wherever Hannah's setting and turning it off.
I mean, and I don't want to panic.
It'll be
I
fine.
would like to be allowed to not panic.
But you're always allowed not to panic.
Exactly. We are fine. Cameron is fine. We will be okay. In 10 minutes, we'll just go in and get him. He might have gotten lost.
It's true. Maybe he got distracted
Not
talking to his
panic in
friends.
10 minutes. Okay.
10 minutes.
Yeah. Maybe just talking to his friend. You know, they got into a good conversation, and you know.
Yeah. Sure. This time it was fine. This time was the time things changed and everything's fine. Yeah.
First minute passes. 2 minutes pass. 5 minutes pass, and you see a group of looks to be businessmen and women making their way down the street. You can overhear a portion of their conversation, and one goes, "Yeah, I've been trying to get into see my mother for 3 days, and they keep telling me that I need to wait for some form, and I get the form, and then so far it's been a pain, and you can see they just going to continue down the sidewalk. 7 minutes passes. 9 minutes pass.
9 is close to 10. She turns the car.
Yeah, I am like just shaking, trying to keep it contained in the back.
Go in. It'll be fine. We're gonna find Cameron. Let's go. She's like grabbing her purse. Putting her keys into her purse.
Okay.
As we're leaving, can I grab Rowan like real quick by the arm? Not like in a hurtful way, but just like a "hey, I need your attention. This is really important" kind of way.
Mhm.
I'm really upset. I'm worried I'm gonna light things on fire again.
Well, if anything's actually happened to Cameron, then it deserves to get lit on fire. Let's go. She like takes her arm and puts it in through hers and just pats it as they're walking.
I'm trying to grapple with this new morality paradigm and just follow Rowan and Mindy on in. If it's where Mindy's going.
All right, you all enter the front door to the hospital. You can, as you enter, you see that in kind of the main area, there is a single circular desk, and you see there is a woman sitting there who gives you a polite smile as you enter. And you see there are many other people kind of just milling about. Some people are on the phone, others having quiet conversations. You see from where you are, there are 2 hallways, and then there is a escalator and a staircase leading up. What would you all like to do?
I look to Rowan and Mindy. Where do you think they took him? I mean, I know that way because I've been here before, but do we want to go the same way he went? I don't know.
We will retrace steps.
Okay.
Can you see where he stepped, Rowan?
Nope, I'm going off intuition at this point, and I'm going to ask somebody.
There you go. That's fair.
There's a person at the desk, isn't there?
Yes.
Worst place we're heading. Hi, I'm here. I have my little cousin came in probably about 15 minutes ago. They were supposed to text me when they got to their mom's room. Have you seen describing Cameron?
Why, yes, I did. Is there... Oh, boy, I don't know. This place can be a bit large. Have you been here before?
I mean, my grandma was here before, but she was over near the surgery area.
Okay, do you know which wing of the hospital your cousin would have been going when they were here?
She kind of looks around and leans down and goes, "His mom's kind of in the quarantine area. That whole goo. I just don't want to make sure nothing happens to him. Like,
Oh, I understand. All right. Well, then, from here, you're going to go take this pathway down here to the right. You will go down the first set of stairs you come across. Go all the way across. There will be a big wall with "Live and Laugh" on it. You'll take a right there and head down that hallway. You will come across a very large ball machine that's very fancy. Once you get there, you go through and you will find a escalator. You go up there, and then once you start to see the very expensive looking art and things like that, you'll keep heading straight, and you should come across a security guard or two. And that's when you know you found the right place.
thank you so much. Come on.
All right. All
Take
three
it
of
away.
Easy.
you.
I don't know why you said it was so hard.
I know, like doing that hedge maze at that hotel the one time, and we got lost in it.
Yeah,
Got
that was a
in the
bummer.
hedges and had to get cut out.
No, my dad had to come find us. I was crying like a baby. Mindy was the strong one out of the two of us in that situation.
That must have been nice for you.
It was, but also, I got scolded because, we kind of separated from the cousins, and we weren't supposed to do that. But, can't blame 7-year-olds. She's walking.
Probably not.
I mean, they will anyway, though.
I know, right? Got grounded for an entire week. What the hell?
Rude.
Oh, we turned here.
Oop.
All right. As you all make your way through the hospital, it's pretty easy to follow the directions. And as you make your way up the escalator, you catch sight of one security guard who you can see is dressed very differently than the rest you've seen in the hospital. This one is wearing a kind of a gray slack with what looks to be like a circle on one side, right above the breast, with then two other circles inside of it. And you can see that he is making his way towards you all, and he kind of turns and he looks back and he goes, "All right, I'll be in tomorrow morning. Have a good day. Shouldn't be too many problems." And he turns just as he's reaching the escalator with you all. He turns and he goes over to a double-sided door, and you see him press something onto the keypad. The door opens. He steps inside, and the door closes behind him. What do you all like to do?
That door locked?
Yes, you from what you can see, yes. You can see a red light on it. It does seem to have locked.
Seems like we might need a badge to get around here. Or something.
Mindy, the trick with the pen. Can you do that with one of their badges?
Maybe. I don't know. But he's inside already. You find somebody else.
Next person.
Maybe somebody, we need to find somebody that looks important, because, we don't want to get a badge for somebody that, can't get through the doors. Or maybe they all go through the doors. I don't know.
Are we near any people, or are we alone by ourselves in this sort of hallway?
It's like standing in the hallway looking suspicious.
You all are at the top of the escalator. There is no one around you, but you gather that there should be another person further inside. From just the fact that the security guard you just saw, was looking backwards and talking to someone out of view.
I mean, I don't know, but I really want to get in there, and right, we got to get in there to find Cameron.
Is there a Is there somebody with a badge then within the visible range of us? Or does this somebody like has one that we can see, like maybe clipped on a belt or something? Or
Yeah, is there anyone in this hallway?
No, we're not where you are. You all are alone.
Rowan kind of looking around, looking to see if she can see any cameras.
You do see a camera. There is one that is above you and to the left. To the left, so on this side.
Is it pointed towards the door?
It is currently moving back and forth, so it's giving you it's giving like a 180 degree of everything in front of it. So it would include the door.
Rowan's kind of scooting a little closer to the door. Keep an eye on that camera.
There's a camera?
Yeah, keep an eye on it. Make sure it doesn't look at the door.
How do you want me to stop it if it does?
No, just let me know. I'm gonna do
so
it
is
then.
it like rotating, Ree? Like going on?
Yeah, it's going. It's basically doing a fan motion. It's oscillating.
Is
Well, Minnie's gonna count it while they're waiting, like just to see how long it takes to like cycle back to what we think is looking at us.
Based on the count, you think it's about 3 seconds, give or take. Give or take a little.
While Mindy is counting, is there a way for me to... Can I try to climb up and punch the camera off the wall? Can I do those two things?
I mean, you are more than welcome to attempt to do anything you'd like.
I would like to attempt to do that.
Sure. So this is a hospital, so it is not typically designed for people to climb the walls. So the difficulty of this, I will say, with your strength, it will be possible to attempt. I'm gonna say it's gonna be a difficulty 7.
I do get to ease that by 1 because I am trained in bouncing and climbing.
All right, then it goes down to 6.
Very nice.
So this has to be an 18. All right. So could I also? All right. Oh man. There's no like way to like jump like just. It's that high up.
I mean, Mindy could probably boost you if we need to. Yeah.
Would you like to do that?
I look at Mindy and go, Mindy, could you? We gotta take out the.
Oh, of course.
Can you help me out?
Here. Yeah, let's move a little under it, and a 1 and a 2 and a.
Okay. I will say that the assistance of Mindy, since you're no longer trying to climb a straight flat wall, I will say Mindy will count it as a 2 asset, so to bring it down from a 6 to a 4.
Yes.
Now it's it's more of a jump.
Now I'm absolutely rolling this dice. I just rolled in that 20.
Hell yeah.
Okay. So what I will say with a natural 20, as the two of you kind of collaborate on this, you time it so that way the camera is faced away from you, and as you get there for just a moment, you see there is a switch on the back of the camera that will let you turn it off without breaking it.
I flip the switch and then kind of fall back down and hopefully manage to catch myself without, crashing into anybody.
If she doesn't, Mindy's still there. She can catch her.
I'll roll that into the natural 20. I'll roll that into the natural 20. You are able to pull off a feat of cheerleading acrobatics that would make anyone jealous. And you will do.
Excellent.
When I land, can I look at Rowan and Mindy and go, do you think maybe I could be on the cheerleading squad now?
I mean,
Yes.
with those moves, absolutely.
Between you and Mindy, I think you guys could become the whole cheerleading team.
Well, Mindy, yeah, but there's lots of Mindys, but I don't think we would probably need to be more than just Mindy's and me.
Well, I mean, I'm on the cheerleading team.
Okay,
So,
good.
We
Got
got
it.
a
It'll be
3-person
three of us.
pyramid. Yeah.
Yeah.
well, with Mindy, it'll be more than 3 people.
Okay, yes. Yes. I understand now. I like this.
And Rowan's gonna like turn to the lock and she's gonna try and shatter it off the wall.
Okay. So this is. I'm going to do a GM intrusion. So
I would like to spend an experience in D&G intrusion you.
all right.
I don't know what it's going to be yet.
You are able to do that. So you attempted to. I assume you have a power for this kind of thing. Is that correct?
Yes, I have shatter. I can explode a small mundane item.
Okay. So you concentrate you concentrate your will, and instead of just targeting the outer visible part, you manage to target the entire thing, and a moment later you hear a small pop of not even really an explosion, more like the sound of a water bottle that has been under too much pressure before it just kind of gives up. And a moment later, you see the red lights for signifying the lock goes dull, and you can hear a faint sound of an electronic lock releasing.
Reach over and gently tilt the handle down so it doesn't relock.
And the door is open.
Let's go. In store.
Alright, so you all enter into what looks to be like a small decompression room. As the door, do you close the door behind you?
Do I get the sense that it's gonna lock again?
You do not think it will lock.
Closed door.
Alright. As the door closes, you see a light in the upper right, that a green light come on. It doesn't change. The door in front of you, as you try it, doesn't unlock.
But now.
We're gonna find Cameron.
Yeah, we got it. We got to find Cameron. He's on the other side of this door, right?
I'm guessing.
Cameron, Cammy.
You can hear nothing.
Are we in a hall or are we just like in like a little room with another door?
You're in a room with another door. If you've been on an airplane, you know when you step into that section that is between the actual terminal you're leaving, but not in the plane, you're in that kind of in-between space.
Try the door.
So you try, it doesn't open.
Is there another keypad?
No.
Can I just start like slapping against the door, like just like trying to make noise or possibly like break through?
I mean, you could.
Like more of like an escalator, like starting to slap, and then if that doesn't get me anywhere, then like actually trying to like punch through it.
You can do anything you like. The question is what would you like to do? You could attempt to draw someone's attention by hitting on the door, or you could attempt to break it. But those would be two separate actions.
Is this a 10-foot space by any chance?
Yeah, about 10 feet. I'll say it's about 10 feet long.
I'm gonna use scan in this space.
What does...
I can scan an area or a cube. The area must be within a short range. I can learn whatever facts the GM feels is pertinent.
Ooh.
Okay. I will. Okay, so I will say, with your scan ability, you realize that the way the locks are designed is that the door behind you is supposed to lock, and when that happens, the door in front of you will unlock. By breaking the lock, the door in front of you won't unlock. That's what I would say you've learned with the scan. The scan.
Think I messed up.
What do you mean?
This door won't unlock until that door locks, and that door, I broke that lock.
Should break that lock.
Yes. Very broken.
Let's break this one. You're strong like wood, right? Just go pow.
No. I think Hannah could possibly break lock like wood.
I mean, I've broken wood. It's a thing I've done. I haven't done metal. That's not really a thing that they teach you there.
It is now the best time. Can you think you could break that?
I can try.
Just deep breath, deep breath.
Yeah, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna square up against the lock and throw a deep breath, center myself, and throw the punch that I've been doing for years.
Okay, so what I will say is that your no need for weapons is going to be considered an asset for this.
Okay.
And your single attack power shift will be another asset. So this is going to start at difficulty 7, since this is a reinforced metal door. So it's not meant to be broken. And it's going to go down 2 levels, so it'll be a difficulty 5 for you.
Okay.
And then you may spend effort as you see fit.
Yeah, it's a difficulty 5. I would like to spend let's see, if I spend 3, yeah, so let's just spend the 3.
And this will be from your might pool.
Yes, which will bring that down to a 9, which brings us to a 4. So I just need to roll 7.
You need, on difficulty 4, you need to roll 12 or better.
12. Oh,
it's 3 times the number.
Yeah. You know what? I absolutely will spend 3 more because I do not trust my dice and I really want to break this lock.
At your current level, you can only spend 1 point of effort.
Oh.
But in future levels, you will be able to spend more and do more.
Okay. So I have to roll 12.
Okay, everybody, just cross your fingers.
All right. It's an 8. Yes, of course it is. It's an 8.
Would you like to spend a point of experience to reroll?
Yeah, I would like to spend a point of experience to reroll. Let's try that.
And
reduce
roll
experience by 1 and give it a go.
12.
We have to
All
roll
right.
credits because we re-rolled on re-rolls.
So as you prepare to kind of throw a straight punch, you can feel that a part of the door in front of you is a bit harder, and as you go, your first instinct is to punch it near where the lock would be on the door, but you aren't sure where it comes from, but it's almost as if an instinct inside of you tells you not to aim for that spot. And instead you aim about maybe 2 to 3 inches above it. And as you go, you slam your fist into it. And you all can hear the sound of metal grinding against metal as the lock itself is snapped off inside of the locking mechanism and the door swings open. And I think here is where we are going to take a break for the evening. So we will be back in about 10 minutes to continue this tale and see just what's going to happen to our young heroes and see what kind of drama they can get themselves into. All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to We Are Heroes. We are going to dive right back in by joining young Cammy as they are attempting to move about the hospital unnoticed. Now, this is going to be a speed-based role for you. And if you have any skills relating to stealth or obfuscation or any powers like that, you may add them. I will say the base difficulty for this is going to be 5. However, because you are young and your stature is a little smaller, I'll add that be an asset to you, so that'll be a 4. And then anything else you may have can be added to that.
So, Cammy has been trying to think a lot and been spending a lot of energy thinking on the right move to make. Try to incorporate all the steps that James Bond would normally do in these circumstances, because James Bond is supposedly the best spy alive. And so, but when that happened, he's been sweating a little bit, been using a lot of brain power. And so he just takes, before he leaves the room, he's just going to take a quick, small break, aka one action recovery roll, to regain his his hit points back. Cause yeesh, I spent a lot on intellect. So I'm just gonna roll recovery to get my points in, and then yeah, I'll go ahead and use roll my speed roll.
All right, you can do that. Roll a d6 and add 1, I believe.
Oh, 2, because I got one of my powers allowed me to add in an extra points in recovery.
All right.
Okay. 4 plus 2, 6. Oh, yeah. So, perfect. Okay. 10. Now, the next one, recovery, it would be 10 minutes. Okay. All right. So, now you said speed roll. You said difficulty now is for where am I at right now?
4. Yeah, 4.
4. Okay. So, yeah, I will go ahead and spend a level of effort. I have 1 point in edge, so that only requires 2 points to get spent. So that will make it down to 3. Oh, nice. Okay, that's 11.
All right. You are able to make it out of your room without too much difficulty. You do find that now that you're on the other side, you can see that the tarp is this kind of medical plastic is magnetized to the side, but it isn't too difficult for you to remove it. Which direction are you heading in? You have, from where you are, you have 2 paths you could go. There is a path to your left that leads deeper into the hospital. There's a path to your right that is the one that you came down, that you were led down to get here.
From what I recall, did I see more rooms that appeared to be hospital rooms towards the right when I first entered the location, or did I see more hospital rooms as we went further towards my location?
When you were coming in, you did pass 4 what looks to be like exam rooms, basically. You do not know if there are more further in, but I would say you would be able to figure out that there probably would be. There were a considerable amount of sick people, and this entire wing is being used, so I would say Cameron would be able to piece that together.
Gotcha. Okay, so in that case, then yeah, I would not be heading towards the entrance. I'll be heading towards further in.
Okay. You keep yourself low and you make your way further into the hospital room.
What question?
Sure.
Is there, because Cameron has seen this all the times in movies, is there an air duct by chance?
You know what? If you pay 1 experience point, you can have an air duct that you can crawl through.
Yes! I would use that. Okay.
All right. So as you leave, you see that on the opposite side of the room for you, there is a table and then a countertop that leads to what looks to be like a very large, what you'd guess is probably like an AC vent. that I would say you are. I will say as a part of the expenditure of the experience points, you're able to remove the covering without any complications, and you are able to crawl inside.
What's up, Danger?
And they just start crawling their way through the what we call it, as they start humming Enter the Spider-Verse in their nice crawling steps.
All right. As you begin to crawl, you find that it is quite spacious in this area. You can even see that it's been cleaned out recently. And as you're passing rooms, you see there are many different exam rooms as you further go inside. Basically on each side, you can see there is a vent that leads into a room. Each time you go, there's two, and then you keep passing forward. Are you going to stop and listen in any of these rooms, or are you going to keep going?
Yeah, they will listen, because unless I'm able to see, they're going to try to listen to rooms to see if they can hear Fiona's voice.
All right,
Now, if
roll
I
me
can
a
see into
D100.
the room. Oh, D100. I forgot. You always like to sneak that one in. I'm the one that get caught in that one. I was like, okay.
I was
Oh, is
waiting
it-
for Ari to be the one that got called to roll it. Like, come on.
You know why he did it? You know why he did it? Because I pulled the dice out this time. I have the dice out right here.
And I didn't. I did not. Okay, what is 1-3 over here? Nothing.
I was prepared.
56.
Okay. So I will say with your size, you are able to look in some of these rooms as the entrance grates or the exhaust grates are all large enough. Ours is the one you crawled into. So as you're passing it, you see a variety of people, some tall, some skinny, some larger, various races. From looking at it, I would say Camry doesn't notice anything in common with any of them. Though you do see some of them are laying on the exam bed. Others are breathing through ventilation masks. Some seem to be fine, just sitting around. You do see that on all of them is at least some of these kind of thin green veins going through their bodies. Some of them only have them on like the tips of the fingers or on the hands, whereas you can see others are kind of striped across all the exposed parts of their bodies. As you are moving, it takes you, we'll say, another 10 minutes before you come across the person you're looking for. You find Fiona is a bit out of reach, as her room, you don't really see her as you can hear her voice. And you can see that she is at the end of what looks to be like a part of the heating system that is slopes starkly down and then continues on. And you can just barely pick out her voice going, "For the 10th time, I'm telling you I feel fine. I don't think we need to draw any more blood today. Can I just have my phone? I would like to make a call. I'm starting to think this place is a prison and not a hospital." And then you can hear someone talk to her, but his voice is much quieter, much softer than hers, so you can't make out any of the words. Well, what can you like to do?
He's definitely making his way towards that location. As again, what's up, danger is falling through his head. He's going to try to now how sleep how is it sleek? No.
Steep.
Steep. There we go. I know how steep is the slide all the way down.
It's pretty close to a 90-degree angle. It won't be so much as a slide down as you would almost fall straight down. Excuse me. It's almost like a full 90-degree turn and then straight down.
Jesus Christ. Okay. Well, I think Cameron in this circumstance is like, well, guess I'm really going to have to try to be Spider-Man right now. and they're going to attempt to use their strength to essentially pierce their fingers. So for our Vampire the Masquerade individuals out there, everyone know that good old potent capability called Crushing Grip, where you're able to climb up walls, you know what I mean, like a Nosferatu. Yeah, you know, we're channeling that into our superhero campaign, as Cameron's going to attempt to use his superhuman strength to essentially crawl down the area. And not slide down. Like, I mean, he could make the leap, no problem, but he thinks this would be a bit easier.
Okay, so this is metal. I will admit I've never attempted to puncture metal with my fingers, but I'm going to say it's going to be a difficulty 7 to do so. This isn't exactly strong. This isn't steel, but it's definitely not easily penetrated by fingers. But it will be a might roll.
Okay. You said 7?
7.
So 1, 2, 3, 4. So it knocks it down to 3. I will spend 1 point of might to knock it down to 2. Perfect. So I only so now difficulty 2. So yeah, just a 6 or higher. Here we go. Oh, inside the box, please. Really? And you talked on a natural 20, you damn bastard. Okay, 15. That's roll 15.
Okay.
Would have been a 20 if it didn't get... Anyway, sorry.
So, for Cammy, it's almost like punching their fingers through cardboard as they just kind of reach out and almost like a hole punch, just begin to kind of push their fingers through the metal. And Cameron, you get about halfway down before the vents begin to kind of shake a bit. And I'm going to use a GM intrusion.
I'm trying to save up points for a power shift. You know this, fam. You know this.
It's okay, just let it happen.
Yep.
Okay.
Fine.
As Cameron gets about halfway down, the metal begins to tremble and you lose your grip for a moment, and instead of puncturing your fingers through slowly, you almost rip straight down. And as soon as that happens, the sound is almost amplified by the fact that you're in the vent, and you begin to hear voices. Someone goes, "What in the hell was that?" What does Cameron do?
Do I make my way to the bottom, or I'm still like at the halfway point?
You're about the halfway point, so you would, if you wanted to get down quickly, you would need to fully drop.
Okay, yeah, then I would jump then.
How do I want to handle this fall? No, I'll leave it up to the dice to decide. Roll me a D. Just roll a D20 and to make it easy. If it is an odd number, everything will be fine. If it is an even number, the vent will break when you hit the ground. So you want an odd number in this situation.
That was a 10.
So as you release, you fall straight down, and as your feet hit the metal of the vent, there is a crash, and then for just a moment, everything goes still, and it's there almost as if time stops before you begin to hear plaster begin to break off. And the metal, almost like a can opener, has just been applied beneath Cameron's feet. The metal gives way and they fall straight down and onto the hard carpeted floor of the hospital. And as you see, this section is not quarantined. It looks almost as if there was nothing happening special here at all. And as you kind of cough, as the particles of plaster fills the air, you see a brief moment where you catch eyes with one of the security guards, and both of you are kind of frozen in a moment of confusion or choice. Cameron, what do you do?
Hi, I am James Bond. You do not see me. See no evil.
And he's gonna leap right back. He's gonna leap right back into the area to try to keep crawling his way through.
No, an appropriate roll. I don't even know what that is.
And he's afraid. James Bond is not covered in circumstance. He does not remember this from any of the movies. So this is how he wings it.
I'm gonna say that I will say saying that won't have any mechanical effect, but you are able to jump back into the vent. I will say that is well within your abilities. Are you trying to make your way forward, and are you trying to find Fiona's room?
Yes, because they still remember where the voice was, so they were just going to keep making their way towards that direction.
All right, so this is going to be a speed roll. You are searching for a person while other persons are searching for you. So we'll say this would be a difficulty, I'll say difficulty 3 roll.
Okay.
I will go ahead and use level effort.
Bring it down to 2, just to be on the safe side, because I'm almost there. Oh wait, I got XP, right? Don't I get to give XP?
Yes, you have one. You gain 1 point, and then you can give another one to anyone else for any reason you like.
All right. Give me 1 sec. I'll ask folks who has the lowest. And again, yeah. Where's everyone else at in terms of XP? Put it in chat real quick.
Like current XP or spent
Yes.
XP?
Current XP. Oh wait. Oh yeah, because you spent. Yeah. Well, yeah. If you spent it, I mean, I was trying to see who had the lowest amount. Cause I knew I was at the lowest, so I was just like, who would be after me? I think it was Mindy, right? Was it Mindy the second lowest? I think.
I have 0 at the moment because I spent 8.
You spent 8, so you had 8 total.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I had 6. That's okay. We'll worry about it later. But yeah, so gotcha. Okay, so in that case, I will go ahead and give it to Hannah. and yeah, I will continue to make my way to her location. Oh yeah,
Did you roll the speed roll?
So yeah, let me go ahead and roll that. Nice. Okay, 8.
All right. You have not quite run, more like a have crawling, a have jogging. It's a very strange motion. It's almost as if you're trying. It's if you've ever been too tall to move through a place, but you're still trying to move quickly. It's that very awkward shuffling motion, and you hear the people beneath you call to alarm, and you begin to hear the sounds of something hitting the ceiling beneath you. But you are able to find the grate leading into Fiona's room.
Okay. So yeah, once they realize they're able to find the grate, they're going to essentially bust through the grate and leap down and be like, da da da.
All right, roll. Okay, so this is going to be breaking through metal because these are screwed on. So I'm going to say difficulty 7. It's not difficult, not a, and I don't know whether it is an impossible task, but it's not superhuman yet.
1, 2, 3, 4. It's difficult. Then I use 1 point to make it reduce it about 5. So now back so 6 higher. Okay, that's 19 again. So another minor effect.
All right, I will say, so for this, the minor effect, you are able to make sure when you knock the metal out, one, the pathway back into the grate is still functional if you wish to use it, and you are able to not quite knock it all the way off, but you're able to push each of the screws out, so that way you can control the descent of the actual grate. So I will say you're able to make sure it doesn't hit anyone, which I was tempted to do. So you're able to avoid that particular situation. And as Cameron climbs out of this vent, we are going to check in with the other half of our adventure through the evening. So, Hannah, as you kick open or punch open this door, you feel the metal lock mechanism snap, and the door doesn't fly all the way open. It's open about maybe 65%. What would you all like to do?
I kind of look down at my fist, the thing I just did, and go, I think we can go through now.
Very, very nice. That is impressive, Hannah.
I knew you could do it. Let's go get Cameron.
Girl power.
Okay.
Yay.
Are the three of you trying to be hidden as you enter?
Definitely trying to not be suspicious.
Okay. I will. Okay. So if you're if you are trying to be to appear like you belong, I will say make it an intelligence roll. If you have any abilities in social interaction, pleasant social interaction, things like that, those will apply. And I will say the base difficulty is going to be 4. However, since none of you are dressed in any way similar to any of the people who are here, and you're not adults, I will say that will raise the difficulty to 5.
Does my positive social interactions and or my persuasion count?
I will say those 2 things will be assets for you, so those will bring it down from 5 to 3. And you all want a majority of the group to pass.
So it's starting as 5, right?
Yeah, starting at difficulty 5, so 15 on the dice.
Okay, and then so I have 2 edge on it, so I bring it down to 3.
Yes. Well, no, the 2 edges will affect if you choose to spend on effort.
Okay.
Until I have a +1 to defense, that wouldn't apply here, would it?
Mm-hmm.
Defense. Do not proceed. I'm being
Nope,
defensive.
does not help. Does not help in this scenario.
I had to try. Okay, I had to try.
So what is the DC?
From you it's 3. For you it's 3. 5 down to 3. So 9 on the dice.
9. Okay. I will remember these numbers one day.
Also, would my distraction of me causing mayhem and chaos over my end help?
That has not happened yet.
Oh, sorry. Okay, I was trying to help you guys out. Okay.
It's not happened yet.
19.
So do I spend?
Okay.
Does it cost like an int point to expend effort?
Yes. So for you, it'll be 3 minus. I believe you said you had 2 in edge, so it'll be 3 minus 2.
So 1. Okay. Might as well. And that makes the difficulty 9.
It started at 5 for you, then it went down by 1 for the effort, so it's 4. So you need to roll a 12 or better on the dice.
Well, then what's the edge? Oh, okay. So the effort, the cost of the effort is what the edge affects.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So they're all 14 then. Okay. Nope. Definitely not. Rolling a 14. Almost a natural one. Not quite.
All right. So it looks like we have 1 failure. Hannah, how did you do?
I rolled a 13. So close, and yet so far.
It's a lucky number right here.
So as the 3 of you are walking forward, You catch a couple of people who just kind of look at you a bit confused. The first person doesn't move. The second person doesn't move, but the third person is a woman who is wearing a very nice dark gray and gray black skirt and holding a clipboard in one hand, and you can recognize the symbol for Metacorp on her blouse. And she looks at you all and she goes, who are you?
I mean, you didn't get the word? I think you should go check with your supervisor.
Right. Well, I will make sure to check with everyone, but for now, it is not safe for you three to be here, so please.
Why did
And
something
she begins
happen?
This is a quarantined area, and I do not see visitors' badges, nor do I see permission to be in this particular section. If there's someone you all wish to see, you all will need to go through the proper channels, please. And she begins to kind of corral the three of you back towards the door.
Am I aware that it's not really a quarantine area, that it just looks like a...
No,
Like
to
it
you
looks
all, it
vacant?
looks
Okay.
like a quarantined area to you. You see, I would say for those of you who've ever seen any of the medical dramas for your characters, you can see that kind of the plastic and things like that. So as far as you all know, it looks like what you'd expect a quarantine zone to look like.
They told me they said we were supposed to get a suit, and nobody would give us a suit because they were too busy. So can you help us give me a suit? We need to get inside there because we were told to meet someone, and it's just taking forever. We need to go. This is unacceptable. I'm gonna call my dad. He's a lawyer.
I'll do you one better. My father works at City Hall.
See, even better, even better.
I'm getting that you all are trying to, I don't know, persuade or lie here. So I will say, Mindy, since you were the first person to start talking, you're going to make the roll. Let's see, do you have any abilities that will help?
Oh no, I only have abilities that will hinder.
You do. It is hindered. That is correct. You have an inability for persuasion,
not good at
deception,
persuasion.
or charm. Wonderful. So the difficulty of this roll is going to be a 5, but because it is difficult for you, it goes up to 6. However, I will say since Rowan is helping, it'll be reduced back down to 5.
It's okay.
So you want a 15 or better.
It's okay. I'm sure I'll roll spectacularly. Oh, 3. Sweet.
Michael, I beg of you, get physical dice. So much.
Right. I am sure that will be taken care of for you, but you cannot just go walking around. And, you know, she looks over her shoulder, and you catch her. You can see that she catches eyesight with another guard that comes kind of walking up. And this one's a man who looks to be like maybe in his early 40s. A bit taller and a bit broader shouldered, and she goes, thank you, Jeff. Could you guide these 3 back outside? There should have been someone at the door to take care of this, but take care of, lead them out and take them to the front desk, and they should be able to take care of what you all need from there.
Jeff, have you seen Lisa? She said she was going to give us suits so we could go inside. And this lady is just giving us a super hard time, and I'm going to cry.
Right. Well, I'm not sure who Lisa is, but we will take care of it. And if there is nothing more, you all are going to be guided back out of the hall, back out to the hall.
Can I see Jeff?
You could definitely see Jeff.
Okay, good. I'm gonna do something slightly stupid. I would like to use my onslaught mental blast on him.
Excellent choice.
Just to maybe make him drop a little bit so that I can be like, oh my god, he's sick!
Make him vomit all over the other lady.
Give me a quick moment. I wasn't expecting this particular course of action, so I wasn't ready for it.
Look here. Occasionally violence is the answer.
I think violence is always the answer.
Okay, we do have. Okay, so this is this person is a difficulty 2 target, so you want to roll a 6 on the roll. If you, I don't know if you have anything that improves your use of powers for this particular situation.
I mean, no.
Well, if
All right,
it's
then you-
intellect roll, you could use a level of effort, right?
Oh yes, you can use
Oh,
use an
yeah.
effort to release to bring the difficulty down. Would you like
Sure,
to
I'll
do
use
that?
the level of effort. Yeah.
You can also choose to spend effort on the damage, and those are technically 2 separate things. So you could do both if you want.
I'm not trying to kill poor Jeff
don't
because it
know.
already
It's up to
inflicts
you.
2 points of intellect damage on him,
It's
and we
entirely
don't
up to
want
you.
to kill now.
You don't want to
I-
kill Jeff, just the other bitch.
Your
Fine.
choice. It's entirely your choice.
I will. It's a 6 I need to roll.
Yep, you need to roll a 6.
Well, I'm just gonna roll. Let's see here. 16.
So you concentrate your abilities and you reach out for his mind, and you find it more than easy to mess with the parts of his brain responsible for pain. And you see, as soon as you do, his eyes go wide and he lets out a scream of pain. He drops to one knee. What do you all do?
Oh my god!
Maybe she was right. Maybe it is dangerous around here. What is wrong with this guy? Oh my god. Somebody get him some help. Isn't this a hospital?
You
Ari,
are sound-gating yourself.
You're entire. It was
Sorry.
such an act of
Sorry.
the entire.
Sorry. No, it's more of. Oh my god, is he sick? Don't you check your staff? You just have to walking around and interacting.
So, what's 2 things are going to happen here at the same time. As Jeff is in pain and is dropped to a knee, 2 other guards you see kind of bolt up and begin to make their way over to you all, only for all of you to freeze when you hear a doom, doom, doom. And it's almost as if the sound is coming from the vents above you. And as that happens, you hear another guard in the back goes, "Hey, someone's broken in!" And I'm going to say GM intrusion on this. And I will say this GM intrusion is going to affect all of you, so you will all gain 1 experience point. As everyone is going into high alert, you see the security guards reach for what looks to be a taser on their belts, and they pull them out. They have not committed to attacking you all yet, but the chances that you are attacked has just increased. So what do the 3 of you want to do?
Oh my god, somebody get this man some help. He is not feeling good.
I just look back and forth between Mindy and Rowan and the guards that are approaching and the guard on the floor, and are we pretending we need help, or do we hurt them too?
Well, they're multiplying, and we don't have any weapons. So maybe play it safe.
You
We're not-
3...
we haven't openly attacked anybody anyway, right? So like, it's really easy for us to play dumb.
It's up to you. Choices are to be made. As you all are pondering it, the woman goes and looks at 3 of the guards, and she says, "You 3 stay here with these people. I'm going to go and check on what's going on. And you see her gesture down the hallway, past what you all can see. And as she does so, two more guards come running up. And those three begin to leave.
My God, is the hospital under attack? What's going on?
Stop talking. All three of you are just going to stay here while we figure out what's going on, and then we are going to escort you out of here.
Are we gonna be safe here?
Jeff gets back to his seat. You will be fine if you do what you're told.
Okay. I'm holding you to that.
All right. Are you three going to stay tight? Sit tight?
I mean, at least until they're gone.
Where was the vent?
You all can see a couple of vents in the ceiling above you, but you don't see where the source of the sound came from. It just sounded like it was coming out of all the vents at the same time.
But there is a access point right in the room that we're in, unsupervised.
Yes. Well, I mean, you all are being watched, but yes, there is a vent.
Wait, there's people watching them right now?
Yes, 3 guards are watching you all, and then the woman and 2 other guards have left down the hallway. So there are still 3 people with you.
It is this easy to break into this hospital. I'm telling Granny to go to a different one if she has to have surgery again.
All right. Ugh. God. So the guard's so pushy too.
I know, right?
I didn't do anything. He's just like talking all mean.
Okay. While
definitely lodging a complaint.
while the 3 of you are planning out your complaints, we are going to return to Cameron. Cameron, as you manage to get yourself free of this event, you see Fiona, your friend, is sitting up and kind of looking at you, and then at the vent, and then you can see the moment that the confusion turns into a realization, and then a deeper confusion. Cameron, what?
You're okay. You're okay. I came to see how you were doing, but they wouldn't let me. They were trying to make it very hard to find you. We had to get you out of here. It doesn't really seem like a quarantine place. There's something really fishy going on here.
Okay, hold on. Slow down. Yes, I'm all right. I was at the zoo for the thing. How did you do that?
Safe to say I took in the gas and it made me kind of strong. And like kind of strong, like in the comic books.
That does not answer anything. What do you mean we have to leave? They're a bit annoying about privacy, but they don't seem to be doing any harm.
They're doing research, but when I was looking through the rooms, they weren't really fully quarantine rooms. They weren't dressed up in like hazmat suits or any type of protection. Like you remember in ER, the with Shonda Knowles, and they were showing when they would go into surgery and stuff, they were all have covered clothes and stuff like that right before they were kissing in the closets. You know, they didn't have any of those clothes here. So they weren't having any type of protection in there. So I know there's no hazmat, there's no quarantine. It's all fake. We gotta go. Something's fake.
As you are saying that, you begin to hear footsteps and voices approaching, coming down the hall.
There's a window, right?
In this room, yes.
Okay, follow me.
And then they're going to essentially take a couple of steps back and then do a full-blown football tackle to bust out the window.
Okay, so you are going to try to run through the window up 2 stories in the air.
Oh, wait. Okay. I didn't know. I forgot that was on the second story. So in that case, Cameron would be like,
Actually, we're kind of high up. You may want to. You want to hold on to me? I can keep you safe while we come down.
Oh, okay. All right. You can see the moment as she is processing the information as two guards come into the room. They both have what looks to be tasers in hand. I will say, since you've already decided what you're going to do, so this is going to be a might roll, as you are going to attempt to run out the window with a person holding on to you. That's going to, I will say, it's going to hinder you by 2 levels because you're a small person and she is not.
Okay, makes sense.
So that will be more difficult. So I will say the window is glass, so running through it is possible. Not easy, but possible. So it'll be 6 plus 2, so it'll be 8 in total.
Okay. All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So 8 knocks it out. Difficulty 4. Then I will go ahead and spend 1 level effort to knock it down to 3. Okay. So I just need a 9 or higher. Okay. Here we go, dice. Da 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 da. Poof. Ooh, dice. That is a 13.
All right. You manage to more grab Fiona's wrist than for her to grab you, and you run towards the window and you jump into it, and the glass and window frame all give out, and the two of you are falling 2 stories to the ground. So, as you both are plummeting to the ground, I'm going to do a GM intrusion.
Oh no, not for here. Not in mid-flight. Not in mid-flight. No, I gotta spin a point. We gotta at least land safe and sound. I'm not trying to have any of this in the way. Of course you would wait until
Cammy gets hit by a
death.
hang glider flying by
Right?
the building.
Wait to near-death impossibility to do a geometry. No, fam, not this time. I will go ahead and spend it.
Not today, Nibs.
Not today, Satan. Not today. I will spend that 1 point to remove that aspect.
Okay, so you both are falling out of this window, and as you look back, you see the 2 security guards release their tasers, and both of the kind of prongs fly wide to the sides, and you both are falling to the ground. So what I will offer to you is a choice. You can choose to take the majority of the fall yourself, in which case there will be a considerable amount of might damage, or you can spend another experience point in the range that you land in a dumpster.
Well, can I just use my might defense and tank it?
Sure. Yeah, you would just be hitting the ground really hard.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll do that. I'm good with the might defense. Sorry.
All right. I will say a 2-story fall is going to inflict 4 points of damage, but because you have a whole person on top of you, I'm going to increase it to 5. Any armor levels you have or anything that reduces damage would still apply.
But wait, I still get to do a might defense roll, right?
Yes, I'm telling you the damage that what will take place if you fail, just so you know. Now let's see. I'm going to say for the roll, there isn't really a difficulty so much in the fall itself. It's going to be based on, I guess, damage mitigation, which doesn't really exist for normal people. So I don't know, difficulty 7, I guess. I don't know. The rules tell me how to do this particular situation.
You know me, I always like to throw in curveballs. Okay, perfect. So, all right, 1, 2, 3, 4, perfect. And then 6, so it knocks it down. Already 2. That's 60. Okay. Oh, we're good. Barely good though. That was a 7, but yeah, we passed. Sorry, I moved my shifts and stuff to knock it down to difficulty 2.
All right, so then what I will say, with the success, you are able to take the fall optimally, so you will only take 2 points of damage, and then if you have any mitigation, that'll reduce it further.
Yep.
All right.
My resistance removes the damage, so we're good.
Okay, so you both fall out, and you're able to kind of guide the fall so that way you land in what looks to be like this small section of greenery, and what's basically like a small nature roundabout inside the middle of this hospital compound. And yeah, so now that Cameron and Fiona have escaped, we are going to return to Hannah, Rowan, and Mindy. So as you all are standing there, you hear a shout of, stop right there. And then you go, holy shit, they jumped.
My God, this place isn't even safe to stop people from jumping out of windows.
Oh my God,
Oh
people
my-
are jumping out of windows? Oh, that's it. I'm leaving. This is stupid.
Yeah, no, we're gonna tell Lisa that she can shove those suits.
Like, can we tell? Like, can I look and does it look like Cameron that jumped out of a window? Like,
You don't know. This was done from inside one of the exam rooms, so you all cannot see it. You saw the people disappear down the hallway. I will say you can tell which room they went into, but you do not know who this person is that jumped.
we can't leave without Cameron. Like, I know you guys are better at this than I am, but we can't leave without him. And Fiona, we gotta keep going.
Well, unless you would like to get into physical combat with these guards, I think we're going as far as we can.
Okay. All right. Here's a question. Do I have Hannah's phone number? Because I know that Cammy had her phone, so I can text them and see if we get a response. Or is it like I guess I can do it, and then Ree's gonna tell me if it's a dead zone here.
You can send a message. You have the phone. You have the phone number, stuff like that.
Okay, I'll try to send a message.
It doesn't go through.
Oh no. Well, phones aren't working, so we might have to go look around for ourselves.
We can't leave without them. They were. Cammy trusted
Yeah.
us to.
That's true. That's true. Cammy took a big risk, and we can't leave without Cammy. So let's go see if we can find Cammy. Because I mean, if Cammy, like, if I can't call him here, then I don't think that. I think even if I go outside to like try and call him, I don't think it's gonna work.
I remember what Rowan just said about how unless we're willing to fight a guard, we're stuck here. And after that exchange with Mindy and Rowan, I'm going to look at the guard closest to me and go to punch him right across the jaw.
Oh, poor Jeff. I think difficulty is 2 at the base. I believe. I don't know, do you have?
Because I
Damn,
got
Hannah.
+2 from my.
Oh, you have accuracy at 2. So you do not have to roll for this. However, you can still choose to do so because you could get a 20 or anywhere near that to get additional benefits. It's up to you.
Yeah, let's see what happens. That's an 18, so that's like that's something.
That is something. If I recall correctly, that is
+2
an
damage, I think,
8.
right?
Yeah, I believe that is +2. Let me just.
Mm-hmm.
Where is it? Special.
Dang.
Double check. 18. So 2 additional points of damage.
Which my fist count as a medium weapon, so that's another +4. So that's a total of 6. And then my punch also gets a +2, so that's an 8. And then because it's a single attack, I get another +3, so that's an 11.
So, I have a question. This is a superhero game, which means that no one will die unless you will it. So this
Oh no,
Hannah
I
wish
don't want to kill
this
him, but I
person
want to knock him out.
because
I don't
you've
wanna kill
done almost twice as much health as Jeff has left. So I will say, you are definitely able to hit him and knock him unconscious as you slam. Even with his armor, and it doesn't even make a difference. So you slam a fist into his jaw, and you don't really control the amount of effort you put into it, the amount of power you put into it, and where you expected to hit him, you instead almost send him flying across the room. You see him, the force sends him towards the back wall where he hits and just crumples to the ground.
Hannah's gonna look. I didn't mean to punch him that hard. I wanted him to let us go. I didn't mean to punch him that hard. I'm looking at Rowan and Mindy. I didn't mean to punch him that hard.
The other two guards are going to attack. You see them kind of pull out what looks to be like these batons, and they are going to attack. Oh, they're just going to attack Hannah since Hannah doesn't want to just punch somebody in the face.
Is
However-
it possible for me to yell while I'm outside to see if I can call him since I know cell phones ain't working?
I'm going to say you've already jumped out the window, and you won't. Now that you're outside, you won't be able to call back in because the phones won't work inside the building.
No, not call. I mean yell because there's a
I'm going to say you've already jumped out the window, so it's. I'm going to say it's already happened. So you would have had to do that before. I'm going to say you won't be able to do that this time. What was I saying? Oh, so this is going to be a speed defense roll to avoid getting hit, Hannah.
Question, Ree, is there a
Hold on. Wait, hold on.
taser- Oh, sorry, go ahead.
What were you saying, Hannah?
I ease my speed defense by 2.
Oh, well, that's convenient because they have an ability where they attack you and the difficulty is increased by 1. So the difficulty goes up by 1 and then back down by 2, so it's only 1. So you have to roll 3 or better to not get hit. 17. Well, I don't think 17 would do anything special. No, so they go to hit you, and without thinking, you kind of put a hand up, and as the batons come down, the metal of the baton bends around your arm, and you see both guards' eyes go wide. Rowan and Mindy, what are you two doing?
Bit. Oh, grab a damn stun gun.
Sure.
She's it's like, hey man, if there's a stun gun on the ground, these people are. Oh my god, these people are attacking us. We need to be able to defend
It
ourselves.
is there. It is. You have a stun gun.
How many stun guns are there? Because they say there's like 3 guards.
Well, one is unconscious on the other side of the room, so I would say there are 2 in like immediate range, and you have to walk to get to a third one.
It's okay. I can get a third one. I can walk. I've got legs.
Are you just going to walk past the 2 guards in front of you?
They're still up, right? Like she just.
Yes, 2 of them are still up. Hannah has just managed to avoid getting hit. So if you would like to just try and walk by them, you are more than welcome.
No. I'm not going to try to just walk by them.
It's up to
But just walk. I'm going to walk. Just casually walk by these guys that just try to attack us. Like no. Like
It's up to you.
sir, no. You're
It's up
not.
to you. It's always your choice.
Oh my god, why are you attacking us? What is wrong with you? Oh my, like Hannah, we need Rowan. Let's get out of here. These guys, and then Minnie just like shoots a stun gun at one of the guards.
Okay, difficulty 2 to hit.
I'm guessing speed, right?
Yes, for a ranged attack. Yep.
Jesus fucking Christ.
At least it wasn't 1.
That's true. At least it wasn't a one.
You shoot it as the prongs come out. They just completely. You see the prongs get caught on the shirt of one of the guard you were aiming at, but they don't make contact with the skin beneath. Rowan, what would you like to do?
How close is the guards to me?
Everyone's within close range or immediate range, I think.
Like, is there
So,
one in
you
front
can.
of me?
Yes, you can reach out and touch all but the unconscious one.
Okay. Yeah, I'll reach out and touch him.
I assume there's something else you can do by touching this person.
Yes, there is.
She's like, calm down.
As soon
Calm
as
down.
my hand touches him, I'm going to activate my Shroud of Flames.
This guard is on fire.
Precisely.
Okay.
We're in a hospital,
I
he'll
will
be
say
fine.
you are attempting to touch him, so it'll be a difficulty to roll. And I will say because they're currently attacking Hannah, the difficulty will be reduced by 1, so you need to roll a 3 or better on the dice.
I'm going to take a photo of this. Because that's a natural 20.
Okay.
Yes, Rowan! The Phoenix lives!
Okay.
Ironically, the dice I used makes me giggle because it looks fiery.
So, as you reach out for him, you reach deep inside for that feeling of freedom and flame, and a blast of fire flows from you. And I will say, as a part of the 20, nothing else in the room will catch on fire. However, you are going to deal 6 points of damage, I think. Shroud of Flame does 2. Yes, so
Yeah.
2 plus 4 from natural 20. So your flame engulfs you and shoots out in all directions, almost like the birth of a phoenix. And this guard burns. And you can, and instead of the intense feeling that you two would expect, Hannah and Mindy, it almost feels reassuring, this flame. It's almost as if you're being embraced by a blanket or the arms of a parent. The guard you are targeting does not share that feeling. He begins to scream in pain and tries to pull back from you as quickly as possible. So, all 3 of you have gone. So we'll say, Hannah, it is your turn.
That feeling of, like, parental warmth and comfort, does it feel at all similar to what I felt during the green gas cloud? Was it that same sort of, like, maternal energy, or is this something, like, sort of different?
It's similar, but not as strong. It's almost like a fainter version.
All right, I clock the similarities on kind of like an emotional level, but I don't really piece it together or think about it that hard. But there is something that kind of clicks that there's something similar there that I want to hang on to. And yeah, the one guard is across the floor. I stunned him. I don't want to hit him again because he's down. The other guy's on fire. I don't want to punch a dude that's on fire because that would be bad and wrong. So yeah, where's my next target?
All right. He is also within striking distance of you, so if you would like to, you may hit him. So I will. Do you wish to roll this time?
Yeah, because is it still a difficulty 2 where I have the ease 2?
Yep, the difficulties are still the same. So if you kill, you can choose to just take the hit, or you can roll to see if you get some benefits, some additional benefits.
If I roll a 1 on this, what happens?
Bad things can happen.
Okay. Am I more confident that I won't roll a 1? Well, yeah, okay, it's a 5, so, all right.
All right, you will still hit. Well, I believe with all the damage that you can do, it will still be enough to knock this person unconscious.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, I could do 9 damage with each punch.
Actually, if it's only 9, their arm will reduce the damage, so he will be still conscious. Just hurt.
I can't try for a second punch with my other hand. Like, it's not like I get like.
You can spend XP to add damage.
Oh, you can. You can. Can you? No, you can spend XP for the damage. You can spend effort for the damage if you like.
Ooh.
But I don't think you can spend
Actually, what I would
experience for
like to
skin.
do is, as my hand is going towards him, in addition to my regular whatever, I would like to spend a point of what's his I'd like to spend a intellect point for my blessing of the sun god, and do two. Sorry, that's 2 intellect points, and do an extra 3 points of fire. So like my fist, as I'm like going towards him with the punch, and I see kind of the armor coating him, like something intrinsic sort of clicks on, and all of a sudden my fist is on fire as I land the punch to his face for an extra 4 points of damage, for an extra 4 points of damage total. So that's 13 total.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'll allow it. Alright, so this other person is on fire. Rowan, the person that you are dealing with has pulled away from you. They are not on fire, because I don't believe your power ignites someone, it just burns them.
No, it just burns them.
So he's going to draw his taser and is going to shoot Rowan. So Rowan, my friend, my friend, I need you to make a DC 2. It'll be a speed defense roll.
Doesn't sound very friendly.
2 is what? 2 times
6. So it's 6. 2
Okay.
times 3 is 6.
I keep forgetting what the thing is. Got a 4.
Oh, it
This dice
hits.
Fails.
So.
But here's the thing. Would my fire damage the bullet at all?
Not really. Not in this situation.
Okay.
No. I mean, I will say it'll burn the things out eventually, but it's not going to change the effect of the attack. So.
I do have resilience, and I get a +1 to my armor.
Okay.
Oh, +2.
So, +2. So, you feel the... So this is what you do. Make me a might defense roll. A difficulty... I will say a difficulty 3. So, it'd be 9.
Does my resilience help with any of that?
Yes. +2 to your might defense rolls. So, it'll bring it down from, what did I say, 3 down to 1. So, you just need to roll a 3 or better on the dice.
10.
Alright, so you are going to take 3 points of damage, and as you feel this electricity surge through you, you are able to resist, to pull against pull deep from inside of you and manage to prevent the electricity from paralyzing you. So you take 3 points of damage.
What is damage?
If you have armor, it will reduce it. It comes from your pool, so in this case, the attack would come from your speed pool.
Okay, so just
So if you have a point of armor, it will reduce the total damage by 1. So it'll go from 3 to 2.
3 from 2, so 2 points of damage.
I believe you have armor plus 2. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Then it would go down from 3 to 1.
Oh, so just 1 point. What is
All
math?
right.
What's math?
I don't know. You should practice.
Baby, don't hurt me.
Bendy, it's your turn. You're up.
Oh my god, this is like this is freaking out. So we got one dude that's on fire. One dude that was slapped around. Are any of them still up? And like
The person who just shot Rowan is still up.
first off, rude. Mindy's gonna try to tackle him.
Make me a might roll. Difficulty 2.
And just because we can, actually, yeah. And Mindy's been having a terrible time of it tonight. Mindy's gonna put some extra effort into that.
Sure.
Bring it down to 1.
All right.
I'm sure that will
So
save
you
us.
got 3 or better. Need a 3 or better.
Let's see if we can actually roll 3 this time.
Believe in you.
Hey, something
Okay.
not a 2 or a 3.
All right. So I will
Christmas
say
miracle.
I believe your tanks, your base physical attack should only be a light weapon, so to do 2 points of damage, which would actually be enough to knock this person out. So as you run forward, you basically just shoulder check him, and as you kind of hit, you manage to get just underneath the armor and into kind of the center of his chest, and his eyes kind of bug out as he collapses to the ground. Now that combat has ended, the 3 of you can hear more people are making their way toward you, but for the moment, you all are alone. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna grab his taser and like hide it in my purse.
Okay.
Need another taser. Never know emergencies happen. Because I missed last time.
It's up to you. All right. So
So now can I yell? Because I wasn't called. I was going to yell out.
sure.
Okay.
Well, I will say that the time I will say this will be at this point you all would have hit the ground and would have gained control of yourselves. So sure, you can not yell really loud.
Yeah, Cabrin will essentially yell out to essentially the area because he's for certain knows that the phone won't work, so he just yells out,
Anna, Minnie, we gotta go. It's not good here. We gotta go. I'm outside with Fiona. Where are you?
and they're going to start running.
Can we hear any of this?
I'll be nice and say you all do hear it.
You guys hear something? I think it's Cammy.
Outside.
Oh, we gotta go.
Dousing flames.
I was gonna say the dude that I hit with the fire punch. Can I stop, drop, and roll his face along the ground to try to put him out?
You are able to extinguish him. Yes.
Just his face, not the entire body, just his face.
Let's go.
Okay, we're going.
Opening the door back up. That canna broke.
I put the fire out though. That was good, right?
I'm
Yes.
going to do a GM intrusion.
Oh.
And I will say this will be on all 3 of you, so you will all gain 1 point of experience. As you all are leaving the room, you hear and you can see more guards are coming from the entrance and coming toward you all. Something? What just happened?
you raise your own hand.
Oh, what? Who did that? Why did that? I don't know why that happened.
That was Doom being like, there will be a GM
I
in
don't know. I don't know why that happened. But as you see, the guards are coming from the path that you all came in, from the main entrance. And you aren't sure if you would be able to force your way past them. Would you all like to try, or would you like to search for a different way out?
There's got to be a stairwell.
Were we able to see where Cammy was? Or we just heard him, right?
You just heard his voice.
Was it? Were we able to tell the direction it's coming from?
Yes, you saw the way that the guards went in the first way, so you know that the person who jumped out the window was to your right.
And is that the area where the guards are coming from?
No, the guards are coming from the left, the opposite direction.
Guys, let's go. Cammy was yelling from over there. Let's go over there. Maybe we can find it.
Sure. Let's go. Let's see if we can find a stairwell. There's got to be a fire escape.
Yeah, or something.
Cammy knows where my car is.
You will take off running deeper into the private wing. You all make your way down and further into the building, and as you begin to run, you see other doctors and other well-dressed people begin to take note of what's going on. You even see some guards begin to react to your presence. You see a portion of the ceiling has collapsed and is falling in. You all have a choice to make, so I will say. You all can attempt to hide, or you can attempt to follow Cammy out the window.
How far down is it?
You're about 2 stories up.
Can we see Cammy from the window?
Yes, I will say yes. You could see Cammy, and the first person you notice is a red-headed woman, but once you see her, you can see Cameron is kind of leading her out of like a small alleyway.
So is everybody standing there staring at us while we're like looking at the broken window because the broken window's in the hallway?
The broken window is inside of an exam room, so at the moment no one is looking at you, but you can still hear the people who are chasing you behind you.
I'm gonna grab Rowan and Hannah's hands, and we're gonna teleport down there.
All right, spend up the points, and you can teleport down. All right. So as you concentrate, and as it's almost difficult to find that source of power inside you, as you can hear the footsteps, you can feel the panic going through Rowan and Hannah, and for just a moment, you can feel another person. And as this additional presence settles on you, you feel a surge of calm and confidence wash over you. And in a moment, all of space seems to collapse in on one point before expanding, and you all find yourselves standing on the sidewalk. Just as Cammy and Fiona turn a corner, and you all almost bump into each other. I think this is where we will end our story for the evening. Thank you for watching, and I thank you for these wonderful people here for helping me tell this story. I am honored to be able to share it with you all, and we're going to have a lot more things to explore coming up, so I hope you all will continue to watch it with us. But for now, though, I'll let these wonderful people tell you where you can find them on the internet, and this time we will start with Sir Monolith.
Yeah, you can find me at Sir Monolith on Twitter and Blue Sky. I'm not super active on there at the moment, but that should change in the future here once I get some other things going. For now, you can just find me here, though, messing around on Ree's channel and causing trouble.
All right, next up is my small shadow snack.
Hi, I am Ari. I am here usually tormenting Ree. It is fun. It is okay. But I am also a partner and storyteller over on the Gremlin Collective. Undead in Dallas premiered season 2 today. So go check that out if you want to watch vampire shenanigans. But as always, you can follow me on Twitter at Small Shadow Snack. Until it finally implodes and gives up a ghost. It's a matter of time at this point. But I'm also over at Blue Sky at Aurelia Crane. So not active over there yet, but when Twitter finally bites it, that's where you can find me.
All right, next up, Diachromaniac.
Hi, I'm Di. You can find me at Diachromaniac on. I exist places, but frequent almost none. But but I'm there. Yay! What is it? The staking out your username is the new form of buying real estate. I don't know. So I'm there. I exist. But yes, I am here. This is fun. Yes, check out all the wonderful stuff Ari's doing. Very good. Very good.
All right, and last but certainly not least, Kira.
Hi, I'm Kira858. Yeah, this episode has been an absolute blast. Definitely excited for next week. You could be able to find me on twitch.tv at the Kira858. No, Kira858, as well as YouTube, which is a Cookout TTRPGs, where we have a wide variety of TTRPG goodness. We are currently on hiatus. However, you will be seeing a new TTRPG show debut sometime early next year. What that show is about, you have to stay tuned to find out. But make sure to follow me on Twitter at thekira858. And yeah, well, of course, the other big aspect is, I've started my own comic book company, and keep an eye out as the new comic will be coming out hopefully by the end of this year. And that's me.
All right, and
Pretty
with that,
sweet.
And with that, we thank you all for watching, and hope you will check us out next time. But for now, we are finished.